we're going to use jelly. Now if you don't have jelly, you're welcome to use whatever you have at home. Now I didn't have jelly, but I had these jelly balls. Some of you might have these jelly balls at home, but it's just for your child to be exposed to a different texture. So what you can do is in the week, if you do happen to go to the shops, is buy some jelly powder and make jelly. Very quick, you put it in the fridge and then you break the jelly up into chunks. Then you can mix it with water, like I've mixed these with water. It's a lovely texture for them to play with. And then in a separate bowl is you put some of this jelly. I'm just going to use these jelly balls for now. You put some of this jelly and then you mix it with another texture, for instance rice. So they've got this wet jelly texture, and then you put some rice. I'm just going to put a little bit to give you an example. So you've got this jelly texture with this dry rice texture, and they've got this mixture, which is a total different experience for them, because this is the sensory feeling that we want them to experience. And then you can have jelly mixed with flour. So you have different bowls for them. We call it sensory stations. So we have different sensory stations for them to experience in one day. So you can have jelly with water, you can have jelly with rice, you can have jelly with flour, then you can just have jelly, because obviously they're going to put it all in their mouth. So I recommend that everything that you mix it with is edible. Then you can also just have jelly with some toys that they want to play with, the toys that they blocks, or jelly with horses or cars or whatever they like to play with. But the aim of the game is for them to sit and play with it, feel it, touch it. I know my nephews and nieces, when they were little, they sat in it and they just loved it. And when we have it at school, this is what they sit and they do the whole day. And if it is these balls, they like to break it. So I do recommend that if you make jelly, that you break it beforehand or you let them break it. It's totally up to you. Today's fun activity is called box threading. So what you need is you need any box. Doesn't matter, it can be a cereal box, it can be a biscuit box. This is just an orange box, and you need scissors to make a hole, and then some string or some cotton or some wool or even ribbon is perfectly fine. So all I did is I stuck the scissors through and made nice big holes right through the box. If you would like to make it more difficult, you can carry on making holes throughout. Then you put your string through, you make an anchor knot here. I had to make quite a big anchor knot. And then what you're going to do is you're simply going to thread the string through, and your child is going to carry on, so that instead of just simply threading beads the whole time, they're learning to thread other things through too, to work on their fine motor skills. So you're going to thread through the one side, pull it through, and then they're going to push it through from the top, and then they have to fetch it at the bottom and pull it through, and then they're going to thread the whole box like this all around until it's finished. If you'd like them to do it again, they can do it again. Like I said, if you want to make it more intricate, you can add more holes until they've threaded this whole box. It is a very important fine motor skill, and it's more difficult than just simply threading beads onto a string. So today we're going to do patterning. Now I'm going to use some simple blocks. You can use Lego blocks, you can use building blocks that they have. I'm just going to use the simple construction toys that I have and that I use with the children, but you can use whatever you have at home. If you don't have any of these materials, you can even use cookies that you have or pigs that you have. So what you're going to do is you are going to build a pattern for your child. So you can say, I want red, blue, green. And the aim is for your child to replicate that pattern. So they need to build it then for you, and they need to say, okay, red, blue, green. They need to build the same. And so you're going to carry on. If you feel your child's not ready for this, you can start with a two-color pattern. You can say red, blue. Right, now I want you to put, which one do you see first? You see red. Okay, let's put red. Which one do you see second? You see blue. Okay, come, let's put blue. Good job. Okay, let's do another one. And you take that away. And you say, okay, here's green, and then red. Okay, which one do you see first? Green. Good. Let's put green. Good job. Which one do you see second? You see red. Good. Red. Good. Do they look the same? Yes. And then you can build another one, and you can go yellow, green, yellow. And then you divide them again, and then let them build one on their own. And so you carry on. If you would like to build one and then they must get in colors, you can do it, and then they can draw it for you as cookie. You're welcome to do that as well. But at this stage, they'll enjoy it more to build it with you, so that you make a pattern and then they build the pattern using the same blocks. they'll find that more exciting than having to draw it. And start with your 2-block pattern, move on to your 3-block pattern. If you see your child is totally mastering this, you are welcome to build a 4-block pattern, and then they can copy your 4-block pattern. You see, according to your child's abilities, what are working, and then you just progress according to their developmental level. Today's fine motor skill is earbud painting. So what you need is you need an earbud, you need a clean piece of paper, and then you need food coloring. Doesn't matter what color, just food coloring. So what I'd like you to do is to take a black Croquis and to write your child's name. So dependent on what your child's name is, you write their name nice and big. So obviously I've just written my name as an example for you. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to open the food coloring. I'm just going to use red as an example here. If your food coloring is not full enough, just pour some in the lid for them or in a bowl if you don't want them to mess. They're going to dip it in, and then you hold it like you are holding a pen. So they hold it close to the bottom of the nib, thumb, index finger, and rest it on that finger. And then they must make dots all along their name. Nice small dots close together. It's a very good fine motor skill. It's teaching them to handle a pen. And because it's such a small object that they are working with, it's a fine motor skill of working with it. Don't worry if the food coloring comes onto their finger. You simply wash it off with water and soap. If you would like them to make each letter in a different color, you are welcome to do that. You can just use different food coloring. I would recommend that you give them a different earbud for each color, because otherwise you're going to have double dipping, and then they are going to mix the colors. I'm just using the same earbud quickly to show you. And then they can make a name. You can stick it on their door. You can have it up in your art room if you have, or a homework room, or whatever you have, or just on your fridge. And then it's a nice activity. Once you finish that, then they can just do some painting, some playing. It's lots of fun. It's free. And it's no mess, no fuss. Sorry, excuse me. And it's just a lot of fun and very good for their fine motor. Today's fine motor lesson is drawing in shaving cream. So what you need is you need a tray or a surface that you can spray shaving cream on. I'm using this tray because it's got a bit of a lip so that the children won't mess. And then inside you're going to spray some shaving cream. If you don't have shaving cream, it's not a problem. You can add flour or you can add powder, whatever is easier. Shaving cream is just a nice medium for a child to work in, and it creates a nice surface for them to draw in. So basically what you are going to let them draw is, first let's do some structured drawing. So you're going to say draw a circle, and then they must draw a circle, and then they can clean it. Then you can say draw a square. They must draw a square, clean it. Draw a triangle. So you do all the shapes with them. Then you go through the numbers. Draw 1. Let's do 2, or draw 2 circles for me. So that we start going through how many to a number value. And then after that, let's do a face. Give me some eyes. Give it a mouth. Give it a nose. Give it an ear. You can practice some man drawings. Let's do the head. Where's the body? Remember, when we have body, we have legs. It has feet. You need some arms. And then go over all the things that we've practiced. So it's a bit of a revision session. Obviously here, there's no holding a pen correctly. It's also a bit of sensory because they're practicing touching a different texture, squeezing. You can get involved with them if you'd like. You can also play with it. It's very nice. And then after that, let them have free drawing. So where they can draw whatever they'd want. You can say to them, draw something for mommy for Mother's Day that was on Sunday, or what did we do on the weekend? Draw that for me. So if, for instance, on Mother's Day you had a bride or you had a cake, then they can draw the cake for you with the candles and whatever. But then they can just play. They can even just play with their fingers and just have a fun time, and that's the aim. It's with these fingers. Then you can also say to them, okay, draw a little bit with your thumb. and then let them draw with their thumb. Then you can say, okay, now it's time to draw with this finger, your index finger, your second finger. Then you can say, okay, now we're going to draw with our middle finger. Now we're going to draw with our ring finger. So I can see that you can't see my fingers, but obviously you're going to go through each finger to let them practice. And then you can go on the left hand and you can say, let's draw with our thumb, let's draw with our index finger, let's draw with our middle finger, let's draw with our ring finger, and then let's draw with our pinky, so that you go through all the fingers. This activity should take you 20 to 30 minutes, so that you are working properly and working their skills and working their fine motor, and obviously left hand included, so that they're drawing with this hand as well. As we are dealing with germs and washing hands, today's art we are going to make a handful of germs to show our children what we actually mean. So what you need is you need a blank piece of paper, preferably white, but it can be colored paper if you like. Then you're going to put the hand down and you're going to trace around it with Koki. I would recommend black, but if you'd like a color, it also doesn't matter. So this is what I've done in advance, taken a hand and traced around it in black. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take some food coloring, all different colors. I've just got 2 here as an example. And then you take an earbud, and you're going to put a drop of color with the earbud on the hand, so that you've got a drop like this. And then you take a straw and you put it down on the drop and you blow, so that you create a germ. So this is a germ. And then we can take another color, green, make a drop, put it somewhere else, because we have germs all over our hands. Okay, that germ only wants one leg. Now I'm just using red and green, but you can put blue, you can put yellow, whatever colors you have at home. Then you will have nice germs, big germs. And then once this dries, what you can do is you take Koki. Now, I don't think this one is dry enough, but I'm just going to draw here to show you. And you can put little eyes on. You can even put a little mouth, if you want to show them that these are germs, and that germs are actually not friendly. So we're not going to give them smiley faces, we're going to give them ugly faces, ugly mouths. You can give sad mouths, or you can give, and everywhere on their hand you can put little germs to show them that we have germs. And if they try and rub the germs off, that's still wet, so I'm just going to rub here. You can't rub, because germs stay unless we wash them. Today we're going to do a vocab memory lesson. So the vocabulary words. Now unfortunately these are not in colour, and if you can't get them, I'll show you how to draw them. So you tap out the vocabulary words like this. Depending on how difficult you want to make it, it depends on how many cards you pick out. So obviously it's similar to Snap. You're going to pick out, I'm just going to pick out 2 of each. So I'm going to have 2 toilets, 2 towels, 2 toilet papers, 2 taps. Now in a memory game, obviously we need to remember where they are. So I'm now just for a simple sake going to put them like this. One black, the other. So now if it's my turn, I need to turn over my card and I need to say this is a tap. And then I turn over the other one and I say toilet paper. Are they the same? No. So I must turn it over again. Then it's your child's turn. Now your child remembers here was a tap. So they turn it over and they say tap. And then they turn over this one and they say tap. Because they are the same, your child gets to keep it. Right, now it's my turn again. I turn it over, I remember here was toilet paper. Now I turn over this one and toilet paper. I say toilet paper, they're the same, so they are mine. So this is how a memory game works. If you get the same cards, they are yours. If your child gets the same cards, they are theirs. So every time they turn over a card, they must say the word, and that's how we repeat the vocabulary. If you want to make it more complicated, you add more cards. There's soap, there's washing hands, there's more towels, and that's how we make it more complicated. If, for example, you don't have these cards, you simply draw cards. So we make a block, and in the block, you can draw a tap. I'm now not necessarily the best artist, but you can draw a little tap and draw water coming out of it. Sorry, I'm drawing it my way. Draw water coming out of it, and my block should have been bigger. And then you draw more of those, and you say to your child, this is a tap. And then you have more of those cancel out. And then you can draw toilet rolls, and then you can draw, and you go over it with your child so that they know that's a tap. And then you play the vocabulary game like that. Today's lesson we're going to do a maths lesson. Now I like to call this the ice cream lesson, and the children love it because they're building ice creams. So what you're going to do is you need some ice cream cones. Now I've sent a template for you, but if you can't print the ice cream cones, you can simply draw it. So you take a white piece of paper, you can either do it with a ruler, but you can also do it freehand, it doesn't matter. You simply draw a quick triangle and you put a number inside. So let's say you put the number 2 for argument's sake, and this is how it's going to work. Now I'm just going to use one of these and then I'll show you how we're going to work it with that cone. So let's say you tell your child, pick a cone, and they pick the cone 4. That means we're going to build 4 scoops of ice cream. So they need to identify what is this number. This number is 4. How much is 4? We need 4 scoops of ice cream. So here's our ice cream. Now build for me 4 scoops of ice cream. So they go 1 scoop, 2 scoops, 3 scoops, 4 scoops, 4 scoops of ice cream. So this number 4 means 1, 2, 3, 4. Good job. Then they can pick another ice cream. 2. So how many scoops does this mean? They need to see this number is 2. How many scoops is that? 1, 2, and then so forth. We're going to keep building. If, for instance, you now do not have these and you've drawn it, it's exactly the same. What is that number? It is 2. How many scoops is that? It is 1, 2. If you do not have little balls like this, you can use tinsel, tinfoil tinsel, and you can let them roll a ball, and they can use these balls instead of fluff balls to build. And then they can have nice silver ice cream. They can draw the balls if you'd like them to. And they can make nice big scoops of ice cream. They can make colorful ice cream if you want. They can have chocolate ice cream and strawberry ice cream. The idea here is for them to identify the number as 2, and then know that 2 means I must put 1, 2. So we're recognizing the number, and then we're putting the number value. Today we're going to do a sorting activity. So basically what you need 3 pieces of colored paper. We need a red one, a yellow one, a green one. If you do not have colored paper, you can simply take a white piece of paper and color it in, or just make a big circle and make it red, and then a big circle, make it yellow, and a big circle, make it green, to indicate to your child what color you want on that piece of paper. So this is now my red piece of paper. Then you take some form of toy that your child has, possibly Lego, possibly blocks. Here's some construction blocks that I have that the children work with. And then you're going to sit with your child, and we're going to start, and we're going to say, right, what is this color? And then we say, okay, this is red. We do the sign language for red. Now we say, okay, here's lots of colors. Let's find which one is red. This one is red. Look. Ooh, it looks the same. Red, red. Let's find all the ones like this in here that look the same as this. And you guide your child to find a few that look the same, and then they must find on their own all the ones that look the same and put the red. And then you're going to move on to green. Now the first few you do need to guide because they're not exactly the same green, but you're going to help them. You're going to show green, green, sign language for green, and then we're going to put a few green. Oh, look, it's the same color. See if you can find for me. Oh, clever girl, clever boy. Okay, let's go. Oh, well done, my love. And we keep going, showing them, and this is sorting. We are sorting the color from the other colors and showing them that they can identify. And then we're going to go to yellow. Go through, what is this color? It's yellow. We show the sign language for yellow, touching our ear, and then we find this one is yellow. Look, yellow. It looks the same. It's the same color. Now let's find other yellows in here. Where's their yellow? Oh, here's a yellow. Good. Is this yellow? Let's look. No, it's not the same color. So let's put it back. Is this one yellow? No. Is this one the same? No. So then you go and look and you help them to sort so that they've done yellow, green, and red. If you feel like your child has the capability to do another color, you are welcome to do blue as well. But I would not recommend doing more than 4 colors at this stage. If you feel that this is a bit overwhelming for your child, you are welcome to go down to just 2 colors and then stick to green and red for now. Today we're going to do a fine motor skill that's just a fun activity for you and your child. Now you can choose that they can paint your own nails and toenails, or you can draw a template, trace your hand and then just draw some fingernails on, and then you can also trace a foot and draw toenails. It's totally up to you. If you have some old nail polish lying around, you can let your child use that. You can also let them paint with watercolors if you'd like, or they can also simply use a Koki. So as you can see here, I've traced a hand, just drawn in some nails, so then it's very good for them to use this fine brush because they must stay within the lines and then paint the nail. If it's your own hand, you also would like them to paint on your nail, but if they are painting your own nail, please make sure that you have got nail varnish remover at home. And then obviously they're going to paint all the nails. If you do not have nail polish at home, or it's not something that you'd like to sacrifice, then you make sure that they're holding the pen, holding at the bottom. We've got our triangular grip, so one finger here, one at the bottom. They stay in the line, they color in. They can also color in with a pencil, it doesn't have to be. And obviously we're not coloring in the whole hand, so we want them to focus on a small area. So this is why it's good for fine motor. You can also let them color in your nail if it's a whiteboard marker, because it will wipe off. If it's a Koki, it's going to take much longer to get off. That is indeed your choice again. Same with your toenails. It's very good for them to do one hand, one foot, or one hand, so that they're at least doing 20 little spaces. Today's fine motor activity is called sticker work. So what we need to do is we need to have a pattern across the page on which the child is able to stick some stickers. So that is simply, you can just draw straight lines across the page if you'd like to. Or like I did here, is I just drew a wave. What you need then is you need some stickers for your child to stick. If you do not have, you can simply just tear small pieces of paper and then put some print at the back, and then they can use that to stick. Now the aim of this lesson is it's a fine motor skill to take the sticker off. So I would recommend, if you are tearing the paper, for the child to tear the paper, and then you can just apply the print for them, or you can just put the print on the line. But what we would like them to do is to try and stay on the line as much as possible, and then to take the stickers off themselves. So it's the fine motor skill here of taking the sticker off and then putting it on the line. If they go a little bit off the line and they're a little bit above or a little bit here, that's okay. But obviously we're not wanting just sticking randomly and sticking here and just going. So obviously we guide them and we show them we're staying on the blue line, the thick blue line. Take your sticker, put it on the blue, good job. And we're guiding them so that they stay on the blue line, and we're helping them. If you see your child is battling to take the sticker off, which often happens, then all you can do is you can just fold the sticker paper like that so that the stickers peel up a little bit, and then it helps them to just peel it off with their finger. The lesson we're going to do today is to teach our child number recognition. So somewhere outside or inside on the floor, you are going to draw a big circle with numbers. So I've just used the paper plate as a representation. So the numbers from 1 to 10, you're going to, in a random order, write the numbers. So here I've written 1, 4, 10, 8, 3, all around. Then in the middle of the circle, your child will stand. And then you'll call out a number, any number. You can say, go to the number 3. and then they've got 30 seconds to find the number 3 that you've written on the floor, and then they must run to the number and jump on the number and say 3. And if they're on the number and they're correct, they get a point. And you can play this 10 times, you can play this 20 times, and then they can get a prize at the end, or they can get a sweet at the end, or however you would like to keep your score. So you draw a nice big circle on the outside, write the numbers in a random order, your child stands in the middle. Obviously, if you can do this outside, it's good for gross motor skills as well. But if you can only do it in the inside on a small space, you can use chalk to draw it on a carpet, and you can just stomp it out. You can do it on the tiles with whiteboard marker, and if you can't do it like that, you can just do it on a table like this with a whiteboard marker, and then your child can just do it with their finger, or you can use paper plate like this. And then you can just say to them, right, find the number 6, and they can put their finger on it, and then they can get a point. You can then give them a token, or you can give them a sweetie, or you can give them something, and then in the end, if they've got 5 correct, then they can get a jelly bean or whatever. I'm going to do a sorting lesson, but I'd like you to do it a little bit differently. So we're going to take pieces of paper and we're going to stick them up on the wall. Now on these pieces of paper, we're going to draw 3 shapes. We're going to draw a circle, a square, and a triangle. I'd like you, according to your child's capability, to draw 2 circles, 2 squares, and 2 triangles, but mixed up. So if you look, for instance, here, now I've drawn 3 circles, 3 squares, and 3 triangles, but mixed up. So here is 1, 2, 3 circles, 1, 2, 3 squares, and 1, 2, 3 triangles. That is if you feel your child will be able to identify 3 circles. If not, you draw 2. Then you tell your child, right, take a red crayon, Cokie, whatever, and go color all the circles in red. So they must go to the wall where this is stuck up and go and find the circles and color it in red. Remember, when they color in, they hold it at the bottom, 1 finger here, 1 finger here, 1 at the bottom. When they color in one direction. Even though this is stuck up on the wall, it doesn't change the rules. So we color in one direction. If they're coloring a little bit out of the lines, that's now not the end of the world. But we're going to color in one circle. Then they must look, is this a circle? You can help them. Is this a circle? No. What is this one? It is a triangle. Is this a circle? No. Is this a circle? No. Is this a circle? No. Is this a circle? Yes. What color must we color the circles? Red. From one side to the other. From one side to the other. Is this a circle? No. Is this a circle? No. Is this a circle? Yes. So we color from one side to the other. Then you tell them to take blue. So they can find blue, whatever you're using, crayons, a Cokie, paint, whatever. Now they must go color the squares. So you go over with them. What is a square? A square, let's do a square. That's a square. Then they take the blue, they hold it nicely at the bottom with your triangle grip. Go from one side to the other. Then you go again. Is this a square? No. Is this a square? No. Is this a square? Yes. And then they can color and let them find the last square by themselves. And then they can color that one. And then you let them, the last color is green. Let them hold it again at the bottom. 1 finger, 1 finger, 1 finger. What does a triangle look like? Triangle looks like that. In sign language, then we go, look, is this a triangle? Yes. And we color it in from one side to the other, one side to the other, one side to the other. Please let them color in nicer. I'm just doing this for showing purposes. And there we go. So this is our sorting activity. Please, if you feel that too many shapes are overwhelming, you only do 2 circles, 2 squares, and 2 triangles. So it will look like this, but you'll just have an extra circle over here. And then this paper will not be part of the equation. Today we're going to do a fine motor activity using press stick or Play-Doh and toothpicks. First thing you need to do is you need to break off the press stick, and they need to roll it into small little balls. Very good for their fine motor skills. And if you're using Play-Doh, the same. Break it off and roll it into small little balls. I've done a few ahead of time just to save time. And then what you do is you take a toothpick and you stick one on the one side and one on the other side. So it becomes a construction activity. Then they can build a tower if they want. They can build a house if they want. They can build it however they want to. It just becomes a fun activity for them to stick it in with a press stick and to start building whatever they want to build. Now, I know the concern for some people is, but a toothpick has got sharp ends. If you would like to cut off the ends, you are more than welcome to. Toothpick is not as sharp that they're going to sit and do this, because they're going to find the press stick more interesting and try and eat the press stick. So you just have to keep an eye and make sure that they don't eat the press stick. Otherwise, if you say to them, don't stick the toothpick into your finger, stick the toothpick into the press stick, you'll see that they don't hurt themselves. Otherwise, you can just take scissors and snip off the end and snip off the end, and then it is child safe, and then they can still put it into the press stick, and build whatever they want. I'm just going to make a small shape here. And there's my shape for today.